and welcome to the Slingshot Channel. Modern pre-compressed air guns are really great. Most of the manufacturers require high pressure rates though. Usually starting from 3000 psi going up all the way to like 4000 psi. So we're talking roughly 250 bar. And that's quite a lot of pressure that you cannot really do with a car tire compressor that stops like at 13 bar. And even this homemade one can go up to 300 bar. But you need a pump to do that. Fortunately, there is the hand pump. And it's not so expensive, but it is really cumbersome. And for an old man like me, it's some kind of a workout that I don't always want. So there is a compressor. Of course, I have a compressor. But what if you don't have one? And what if you can't afford 2,000 euros for a compressor? Well, then you have to make one at home. And how do you do that? Let me show you what I came up with. Meet the world's crappiest, ugliest compressor. Let me show you its features. Of course, it has the hand pump as the main unit. That one is needed to really go up to really high pressure rates. I think it's listed all the way up to 4000 psi. And this costs you anything between 200 and 300 euros. It's available in 3 and 4 piston models. And it is really cool, but a lot of efforts. So I'm using a crankshaft and a trusted battery drill to move the action like this. Okay, this works really good, but there are issues. Of course, instead of using proper, ball bearings and so on, I'm just using a little bit of WD-40. And of course, everything is made from very cheap wood. Most of the stuff is leftover. And of course, it also, as long as it's empty, it's quite easy to move the pump. And you can even do this very quickly. Scary, but it works. But once you reach a certain pressure rate, you really have to pump hard. And the last pumps, you really have to push down with your entire body weight to make the pump going. This is tough for the little drill. And that's why I also use a transmission with an old moped chain. See, it's a transmission of about 11 teeth to about, I think, 44 teeth. So it's a good 1-to-4 transmission. This means that for every turn of the main wheel, so one full pump action, the drill has to rotate 4 times. Alright, now we have connected the homemade air gun and we'll start filling it up. And in the beginning I use second speed because there's not much resistance at this point and I want quick loading. Filling up. And now it's no longer working in the second gear. I'm switching over to first gear and keep pumping. Now you can see that it's getting very tough at this point because that's the hardest part of the resistance, and then it's getting easier again. Now we're at roughly 100 bar and you could see that this is much like your moped going uphill for a meter or two and then straight downhill. So it really is an uneven charge and it's getting harder and harder until we reach full pressure. Now we reached the 150 bar pressure mark. And of course it's now going quicker and quicker, but the resistance is harder and harder. Now we are at 200 bar, so it's already very serious pressure in the gun. But we'll keep on doing this until we reach the limit of this pump. And the pump is also heating up, of course. Okay, now we have reached our 250 bar goal and we're now depressurizing the pump like that, and now we can release the plug here. Alright, now the little gun is ready to fire. Actually, there is no projectile in it right now because it still sticks in the police shield. So we just fire air. Not bad. Here you can see the great care I took in making everything right. Like this bent nail that prevents the handle of the pump from slipping out. Or my fantastic system to prevent the thing from hopping away when you're pumping. In reality, what this video really shows is how cool modern battery-powered drills are. Because they can do this endlessly. I tried it with the 230 volt type and it burned out after about 30 seconds. So is this a good compressor? No, of course not. It's really ugly, mechanically lousy, and of course there's a million other videos on YouTube how people did it properly, like with proper bearings, a proper motor and everything. I just have fun hacking things together, and I hope you do too, because that's it for today. Thanks, and bye bye.